You've been listening to live breaking coverage of a press conference by Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris there, as well as the fire chief of Kootenai County. I want to walk you through what exactly we learned in this press conference. And Sean, I'm going to show you this real quick. Firefighters right now behind me, all this smoke and a couple of flames you see, that's not from the fire that was burning this afternoon here outside of Lynn. This is what they're calling back burning. The hot spots still smoldering, pieces of equipment worth thousands of dollars, all of it gone tonight. Her aunt also forgave Brian Koberger. That really stood out to me. I want to give you kind of a 360 perspective of what we're dealing with. This is West Summit Boulevard over here. You can see that fire burning pretty close to the river. We're killed in this apartment behind me. It's still eerily quiet tonight here on King Road. And you guys have said repeatedly that there's no threat to the public, but we don't know who the suspect is. We don't know where he's at. How is there no threat to the public? It's just so incredibly heartbreaking, and that's the word that Chief Pat Riley used. Heartbreaking. The scene is set here at the Davenport in beautiful downtown Spokane. We'll bring you updates as some of those election results start rolling in. We haven't seen the helicopter or drone up in the air since we last talked to you tonight at 5 o'clock, Sean. Yeah, but what we're learning right now, Sean, from Spokane police is that there was allegedly a male in the parking lot here in the apartment complex behind me with a knife. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm John Webb. We're live outside the McCarthy Athletic Center, also known as the Kennel tonight. Kind of like Bob Ross, you know, he just adds a tree over there, a river over there.
Just that needs a cloud. That needs a river.
Rosemary, it's funny you mentioned bring the plants in, but your plants indoors can barely stay alive.
Don't say that. My indoor plants are doing great. I'm worried about your tomatoes.
Yeah, well, yeah, they've already been eaten, so we should have gave a warning off the top of the broadcast, but that was a little scary to see some of those big spiders.
I did jump. I did actually.
What's that?
Oh, stop. This guy.
International Gin Day, and actually, this is your mug, and
here he goes.
John Webb and Justin Spinney, with content connecting our community. You're watching Nonstop Local KHQ at 6. This is breaking news.
We come on the air tonight with that breaking news out of Spokane, where no King's Day protesters have moved from Riverfront Park to the federal courthouse. Good evening, I'm John Webb. Protests like these happening in Coeur d'Alene and all across the country. We do have team coverage for you tonight. Bradley Warren keeping an eye on the protesters regionally. He'll join us from the Pulse desk in just a few minutes. Noah Bolter and J.R. Cottingham are with those protesters, but we start first with Noah, who's at the federal courthouse this evening. Noah, thank you. We're going to turn our attention to Nonstop Local's J.R. Cottingham, who's been in downtown for the past couple of hours. J.R., what are you seeing? We appreciate it, and as you heard from J.R.'s report as well as Noah Bolter's, this is all up in the air, a very active scene. Before we came on the air tonight, Monroe Street Bridge protesters were lined up, crossing over to the Post Street Bridge, wrapping back around in front of City Hall into federal courthouse there on Spokane Falls Boulevard. At one point, a police car pushing through with the protesters, trying to let traffic come through the Monroe Street Bridge. So if you're in the area in downtown tonight, you may want to avoid it if you're driving a car, as the protesters are in the general area. No clear direction of which way they're going, as well as Pride in the Park happening place in Riverfront Park tonight as well. Across state line in North Idaho, more than 2,000 people lining up along U.S. Highway 95 for the No Kings protest. It took place from noon until about 2 o'clock this afternoon. On one side, you had those against President Trump and his actions, holding signs and chanting. And on the other side of the street, you had counter-protesters, many armed with guns.
And it really goes beyond a partisan issue. It's about principles. We are proud to say we have, of course, we've got Democrats, we've got Republicans, we have a lot of independents that are here joining us in this fight.
Got to say that anybody wishing ill will or planning on doing something bad here in northern Idaho, not a good idea. Don't riot here. You'll probably get a few more holes that you weren't born with.
So far, no reports of any issues stemming from that protest. Meantime, similar protests were held across the rest of Washington and Montana today. Bradley Warren joining us from the Pulse desk with a look at some of those. Bradley? And you can find those 5-minute news segments on our website. All the breaking news you need to know on whatever device you prefer through our website or Nonstop Local app. Well, thanks troops and marching bands all in the nation's capital for a massive parade of American military power requested by President Donald Trump. Let's get you a live look right now. It actually just ended just a couple of minutes ago. It honors the 250th anniversary of the U.S. military. The parade has drawn criticism for its price tag of up to $45 million and the possibility the lumbering tanks could tear up the city streets. The Army has taken a variety of steps to protect the streets, including laying metal plates along the route. To our very other big story tonight. This is the man police in Minnesota say shot 2 Democratic state lawmakers and their spouses overnight killing two. His name is Vance Bolter, and he's still not in custody tonight. The 57-year-old holds a PhD, is the CEO of a company called Red Lion Group, and worked on the state governor's Workforce Development Board. Investigators say Bolter showed up at the houses dressed and impersonated as a police officer. New video tonight showing the bullet holes in one door and the car he used being towed away. As Jen Sullivan reports, the other two shot are expected to survive. Washington State Senator from Spokane, Marcus Riccelli, reacting to the news this morning, saying in a statement to Nonstop Local, quote, "Let's be clear, we are in the midst of an all-out assault on our American democracy." He says the nation needs to condemn this attack and, quote, awaken collectively. Iran launching a new barrage of missiles and drones towards Israel this afternoon. It comes after an Israeli missile hit an oil depot in Iran. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu meeting with his security cabinet earlier this afternoon. Israeli schools moving to remote learning as conflict with Iran continues. Since this started, dozens of people were killed and thousands more hurt in the attacks. As a result of the ongoing missile strikes between Iran and Israel, gas prices are about to go up by as much as 25%. That's according to the gas price tracking website Gas Buddy. It's because the price for oil jumped more than 8% on Friday. Gas Buddy says the price hike is expected in the coming days and could last for a couple of weeks or even longer. A wildfire burning along U.S. Highway 12 on the Idaho-Montana border has burned at least 148 acres. The post fire is in the Nez Perce Clearwater National Forest. It started Tuesday afternoon about 20 miles from the border. It remains 0% contained. This is along the Lochsaw River. Firefighters are working to make sure the flames don't impact travel on the highway. They say the dry spring is helping fuel this fire. More than 120 firefighters on the scene tonight. Let's get you a live look at Pride festivities underway inside of Riverfront Park tonight. The event by Spokane Pride kicking off at noon with the parade. It included a scavenger hunt along with food and dancing. Organizers also holding a local civil rights Stonewall rally about 2 hours ago. Police are in the area. Festivities wrapping up at about 9 o'clock tonight. And as we head to break tonight, we are tracking breaking news here in downtown Spokane. Protesters marching throughout the city as part of the National No Kings protest. We're keeping a close eye on this for you. We're back in just 3 minutes.